Hello again, it's Dawn here from Dawn's Inspirations. I wanted to share with you the products I've actually used to make this super cute mini flip-flap photo folio. As I said, I've used the paper collection, or I've used the collection I should say, from Sara Davies' signature collection, Together Forever. So to start with, I had the 6x6 paper pad. So this is a great paper collection. You get 48 sheets in here, so there's lots of paper, and it's 160 GSM and they're single-sided. But Sara's thought of everything, because we've got the gold elements, you've got the gold papers, but also the silver papers. So depending on what your wedding theme is or the cards you like to make, you can choose. But in my photo folio, I used a bit of both to showcase the paper collection in the gold and the silver. So that's the 6x6 paper pad. Let me pop this to one side. She has also brought out an A4 foiled cards pack. This comes in with 24 sheets, and these are 250 GSM. They're single-sided again, but she's thought of everything. These come in the gold side. Let me bring in a gold one. So we've got the gold elements here. So you've got that nice gold foiling on here, and being nice and thick, these are great to use for bases. I've used that on a little handbag mini that I made as well. But there's also the silver elements. So if your colourway is silver, so there's just different ways that you can actually use them. And then right at the back, these are absolutely glorious. This is the matte gold. So there's several sheets of the matte gold and also the matte sort of white on there, and they're just like beautiful, absolutely stunning, and a nice GSM, so great to work with. So that's the full card pad as well. She's also thought about mirror card. Now, because this collection is so opulent and luxurious, we haven't just got any mirror card. We've got mirror card that's matte, so it's matte in texture, and again we've got the gold and the silver. So this pack has got 10 sheets in here, and these again are 250 GSM, so great to work with and great to use for die cuts or your matting and layering. So that's something else she's added. To take it that step further, she's even added some printed vellum in a pack. 12 sheets. Again, there's 6 in the gold and 6 with the silver elements. They're a great thickness. These I think are 160 GSM, but you know, the quality of them is just amazing, and I've used these on some of the cards that I've demonstrated in stores, and they're just beautiful and they really go down well. So that's some of the papers and things that are in this collection, but there's more to this collection, Together Forever. There's embossing folders in this collection. I've used these in the project. Let me just open up the folio and you can actually see where I've used them. If I bring this down, so I've used the vine leaves one, that's this one here, to emboss my tags, and they give a lovely deep embossed edge to those, so they're great if you've just got plain cardstock. So I've used those on the photo tags. That was the vine leaves, and then on this one here I've used the decadent damask, and again you can see how nicely deep etched that is. It's just stunning. You know, you could rub your gilding waxes over that, you could letterpress with it. It's just a great embossing folder to use, and again I think something you're going to come back to time and time again, because these don't actually scream out just for weddings. These are something you'll use over and over again. So they're the embossing folders. She's also put stamps with this collection. I haven't used any of the stamps in here, but as I add photographs, this is where I could overlay with stamps and use my stamps. But the stamps are a nice size. They're acrylic, so you can just attach them straight to your rocker blocks to use them. And you've got things like anniversary, Mr. and Mrs, engagement, wedding, you know, congratulations. So there's so many ways you could use these, not just on a wedding day, an engagement or anniversaries, all types of things. So great stamp collection. But there's the dies. I've loved using the dies. This here to start with, Let me bring this in to show you. It's just a stunning die set to use, and I think you've just got to have this one. So this is the die set, and this is called Indulgence, and this actually comes as 3 dies, so great value here. So you've got this one here with all the filigree edge, and you've even got this faux stitch. Well, it's not faux stitches, it's actually stitches out of the die. So I've used that on the pockets, and then you get a plain edged or a scalloped edge, and what I've done is I've put the plain edge on the top to actually cut my page shape, and then when I attach my pattern papers, I've actually gone ahead and used the scalloped on its own on the pattern papers to give a different feel to the pattern papers, so it wasn't just a straight line. So everything has been thought out. So if you want to mat and layer with these, great way of using them. So they're perfect. I've thoroughly enjoyed using those. So that's the edge dies. What else have I used in the album? Oh, got to have champagne flutes, haven't you? Must have champagne flutes. So this is the champagne flute. Lovely size again. That's, you know, 4 inches in height, so it's a great size. But think of 18th birthdays, 21st birthdays, engagements, anniversaries. You know, there's so many different ways you can use these. Happy New Year cards. You know, so it's something you'll come to time and time again. So that's the champagne flute. And then you've got hearts. You always need hearts. If you haven't got butterflies, you need hearts. So this is the hearts. This is her Forever in My Heart. But again, Sara hasn't just given you 1 heart, she's given you 2. So again, these come together. So you could use the plain heart on its own, like I've done with this first heart under here, just to cut out a plain heart. And this is cut out of the matte silver mirror. And then what I did with the filigree one was I put the 2 together to die cut my filigree heart out here. So a great way of doing that. But there's a third way you can use these. You can actually just die cut the filigree part out of your paper without the edge on, and that will cut all that filigreyness out of your paper and leave your paper all around the edge. So there's another way that you can use the die. So to me, that is value for money, because you want to have a product that you're going to use over and over again in several different ways, and that is one of them. And heart you're going to come back to time and time again. So that's the hearts. What else have I used? Oh yes, little birds. Oh yes, Wings of Love. Again, a beautiful die collection. Look, you've got all these dies here, 4 little dies and a super cute little heart. But this little bird could be used for so many things. New baby cards, it could be used for spring cards, it could be used for anniversaries, you could put it on a child's birthday card. It can be used in so many different ways. So again, don't just think weddings with these dies, use them in other ways. So that's our Wings of Love die, which I thoroughly enjoyed using. He's just super cute, isn't he? And then at the front of my album, I use the Mr. and Mrs. Again, this is a great size die, as you can see here. Perfect to use as a statement piece, on a card, on a mini album, on a scrapbook layout as well. Great size to use. You know, in this day and age, if you wanted to have a Mr. and Mr., you could just cut off the S and have a Mr. and Mr. there. Or if you wanted a Mrs. and Mrs., you could die cut another S and add on there as well. So there's several ways you could adapt this as well to have what you want it to do. So another good addition to the dies. Now some of the dies that I haven't used, there's even more in this collection. Let me just show you. So Sara's got swirls. Let me bring in these swirls. Always got to have swirls. Crafter, scrapbooker, these are called graceful swirls, and you get 3 in here. Different sizes, so you can use them in different ways. So I think again, this is a die that you're going to come back to time and time again, not just for card making, not just for mini books, but scrapbook layouts as well. These are a great way of using them for that as well. So I think it's something you're going to use time and time again. So that's the graceful swirls. Oh, we've got Celebrate as well. I loved using this on the cards. I've used this many times on the cards when I've demonstrated them. So this is the Celebrate word. Again, this could be celebrating an anniversary. This could be celebrating an engagement. This could be celebrating a birthday. So again, something you're going to use time and time again, not just for weddings. So a perfect die to have to your crafty stash. This super cute little one is lovely. This is the Tiara Mini Edgeable. Now, if a lot of you know our Crafters Companion products, when you've got an edgeable, there's no cutting line along the bottom here, so you only get the cut line at the top. So I could have used this edgeable on my photo tack mats. So I could have done square photo mats and used the edgeable as a pull out. So there's several ways you can use these, and again, a great addition and something that, don't just think weddings, I think you can use this any time of the year. So that's the edgeable. The last die that I've got here is the Regency Swirls. Now look at that, that's a good size die, isn't it? It's 4.1 inches across by 5.8 inches high. It's a good size die, great to put on a 5x7 card. You can mat and layer that up, you know, pop some vellum behind there. You know, there's just several different things you could do with this. It's just a lovely die. And let me just bring one here. I've cut this out of some Centura Pearl, and look how beautifully it cuts out. It's just stunning. And again, it's one of those dies I think you'll come back to time and time again throughout the year. You'll use it in lots of different ways. So these are the elements from Sara Davis's signature collection, Together Forever. I've thoroughly enjoyed using them and using them to put together to make my little flip flap photo folio. So I do hope you've enjoyed this little video, just showing you the products I've used, because it's quite nice actually to see how the items come together. So I'm Dawn from Dawn's Inspirations. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.